morning, everyone. It is morning. Who the hell wakes up before? What time is it?
It's 1.
I stand by my previous statement. This is a fur con.
Oh my God.
For furries, isn't every morning the next morning? That's kind of how I feel half the time.
Let's make sure. Are we getting the next here? Can you hear all of us?
Is everyone getting everything, what we're laying down?
Yes. Laying down.
You gotta do the now up to bat.
Now up to bat, number 69.
Yeah!
Batting at 420. Woo! The best baseball player ever. Innuendo Dad.
Furry, making math jokes sexy? I do appreciate how many numbers have gotten different connotations. Like there is a mathematician sitting out there like, yes, I will infiltrate every fandom. At 420, excellent.
I love young numbers. It makes everything more fun. It's like take math, you throw a dick in it. That's furry. There we go.
You don't just take math and throw a dick in it. That's calculus.
You had
Sorry.
the same teachers I did, I see.
I just wanted to make a tangent. I'm sorry.
Well, it was a very acute attention.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the three-headed monster. I would like to introduce my friends over here. Give it up for Lord Pandas! And of course, the wonderful, the beautiful, the incomprehensible when they're drunk. Ladies and gentlemen, Zanny the Blue.
I don't know what that effect was, but it was glorious.
Look, the gravitational pull for me has obviously just fixed the microphone. I am helpful. This is good. My name is Alkali, and I am the head of the three-headed monster, mainly because I'm standing in the middle of the table. Thank you all for joining us at early in the morning at a fur con, because it's still single digits, so I can't get drunk yet.
You've all seen that same scene from Monty Python's Holy Grail. It's like that three-headed monster, but gayer. So.
Thank you.
I thought it was going to happen.
We have emergency microphones now.
My mic here?
You are now mic'd there. It is, I have a feeling I know what's happening. Yeah, no, that's what's happening. It is very strange. I was never much of a jewelry or a watch person, but recently Uncle Kage got me to get a Fitbit. Because as Uncle Kage said, no mortal man should sweat that much from peeling an apple. I said, I get that and I appreciate that you are looking out for my well-being, so I got a Fitbit. And anytime you get a new piece of technology, you need to learn that piece of technology. Well, I learned a lot about my Fitbit. Would you like to hear some fun facts about a Fitbit?
Yeah.
Fun facts about exercise and health. You should be all for this. This person over here takes such good care of themselves. Every morning they wake up before me, they go out to the garage and they work out. They get on the elliptical and they sweat through their clothes. Then they come inside and hang the clothes in random places until I hear, "Hey, Zanny, is the sink on?" "No." "Is the shower leaking?" "No." "Is your clothing causing a small Nile River going through my kitchen towards the..." I found out my kitchen's on a slope because of their sweaty gym clothes. That's 2 problems in 1 minute, and I wasn't ready because it was before 1 p.m., and that is morning.
Look, I have more gym clothes now because technically the tits aren't legal anymore. I can't just run to the garage and be bare-chested if they know enough about me.
I have no response to this. But you inspired me, and I did want to do better, so I got a Fitbit. And on day 2 of the Fitbit, I looked at my day 1, and I realized, wow, I walk way more than I thought I did. 12,000 steps on day 1. Day 2, 11,000 steps. I'm not doing anything. Where are these steps coming from? It took me till day 3 to realize that jerking off increases the number on your Fitbit. You know how I found it out? Day 3, I took 0 real steps and I was at 10,000, and now I think I have a problem. You can record food on your Fitbit. Your Fitbit is a guessing device. There is nothing on there that says, 18 McDonald's cheeseburgers, a normal human meal. It's like generic cheeseburger, 80 calories. And I'm like, you are wrong. You don't know how I cook. Let's see if you have this in there. Burger, mac and cheese, bechamel sauce on a brioche bun. Do you have that? It just said you're dying. Like, okay.
I love that, yeah. To make you work out, I had to throw math at you. You have to look at fucking numbers, right?
I am a champion of min-maxing. If you give me the stats, I will min-max them. I'm working on it in real life. So far, not really working out for me, but still, if I don't turn to the side, I don't look as bad, because black is slimming. And now you know why I wear this get up instead of anything else.
See, it is min-max. We see a little of that in the black.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the camera is, if I get a black background and I wear this, I just look like this rail-thin dude on stage with a deep, powerful voice, and people get confused.
Pretty soon you're gonna be at the green screen, just gonna wear all green with your floating head. I'm technically 8 pounds. I'm pretty.
The world has brought me to this. 8 pounds? How've the last few years been for you, Des?
The last... Is my mic picking up?
You're gonna take this one.
I'm gonna take the microphone. What can I say? The last year and a half has been the longest decade of my life. It's been crazy. Like, 2019, it was ending. For those of you who don't know, I'm a per diem pharmacist. Basically, that means substitute teacher for drugs. So someone needs to go out because they're on vacation, I cover, someone's like, hey, I'm having car trouble. Oh yeah, I'll go in. What? Sam has the flu and I need to go in and cover for him? Oh, I hope he is gonna be well, but yeah, I'll be there all next week, sure. And I was getting like 4 shifts a week and everything was going great. First week of 2020. At 43, for the first time in my life, I brought a boyfriend home to meet my parents. First week of January. And it went well. And I'm like, yes, 2020, it's off to a great start. Which is kind of just like the story involving alarms that Kage told. Because immediately after came the lockdown.
So what you're saying is you caused the lockdown. Never be content. It kills people.
But it was so weird. I went from 4 shifts a week to 4 shifts total in February and March of 2020. 4 shifts in 2 months does not pay the bills. I don't know about like, blanking halfway through. I don't know about the rest of you. Like in Canada, there's a saying: March goes in like a lamb, out like a lion, or in like a lion, out like a lamb. Is that a familiar phrase down here?
I've heard it.
Yeah, no. 2020 March came in like a steamroller strapped to a Mack truck. Like, oh my God. And lockdown, I know before March 2020, lockdown was like what we did on FA in November. Hey-oh. I follow your After Dark account. I'm in Twitter, not FA. Oh, well, but like seriously, like, ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink. All right, see you in 30 days. You just stole Lent. That's all you did. You took Lent, took it from the spring, and put it in the fall. I'm gonna give up salty treats for a month. Okay, whatever.
Lent, Christian diet. Yeah.
But seriously, I do enjoy this format that we're doing right now, by the way, we're standing up here working together, because I was gonna come out at the beginning of my set and I was gonna have these note cards that were like, this is my set from IFC 2020 that I wrote in the spring, and then never got a chance to do it. It was gonna be like, hey, Indy FurCon 2020, 1. Well, I can't believe it's been, an entire year and 51 weeks since we've been here together. I seriously, it was so bad, I just wanted to come out and do my inner Lewis Black impression, like just, to hell with 2020! I want to stab it. I want to stab it with a rusty fork. Not a knife, because you'll go to jail. Not a spoon, because it has that soft curved edge and it might enjoy that. So no. But a fork, a big old rusty fork, 4 tines, all tetanus, no waiting! And let me tell you, that is very cathartic. I would suggest you all do that, but not now. On your way home, well, maybe not if you flew. You don't want to be in the airplane like, hi, sir, would you like anything from the car? To hell in 2020! Bing! Could the Sky Marshal report the C-23, please?
And a tequila?
Oh, you're doing that on your flight home. Good to know.
We got another one.
I don't know how, we're just going to do that. We're just going to swap back and forth. I genuinely understand the idea to have to change your material. We were sitting there and we did have a 2020 routine written out, and we're looking at it, it's like, with the current temperament in the world, do you really think that maybe this routine is a little bit too positive, too uppity? It's like the first bit is about suicide. I'm like, yeah, it's a little bit too positive for our current predicament. And that's when I wrote, I'm measuring my jerk-off material with a Fitbit. So yeah, we really worked out the COVID thing. That being said, I do love that you have this wonderful new look. This beautiful new look. That's why we put him to the side of the table, put her to the side of the table. However, there's a little accoutrement that's missing right now, isn't there?
Yes, I'm missing my earrings because I'm still the same dumb dragon. I still lose freaking everything, so... I am very blind, but anyway, hey, there's the first one.
Anyway.
As I was waking up today, I'm also blind, and I'm trying to put in my earrings, and there's an order now. I have to get used to this. I'm still baby trans. I'm still figuring shit out. So, I didn't figure out you have to see before you put things in your head. Like that, there's an order. You should figure it out from RPGs and shit, right?
I figured it out from life! You need to know what you're doing before you shit in your head, before you shit.
So
good workout.
Tried to put the earrings in. Failed. Fasteners are gone. Okay, we're just gonna keep these in by sheer will. So that didn't work out so well. Sheer will didn't work out. So now I have to go down to dealer's den and do you have something that can plug my holes? And it's a fur con, seems appropriate. So yeah, I gotta go and plug my holes in my ears. That's all.
This is the person who at Megaplex just a few weekends ago got an award from the staff. Oh no. Upon arriving at Megaplex, KP, my liaison, handed me 2 badges, my own and Zanny's. I passed Zanny's badge to them. They immediately went over to customer service because they had lost their badge. Megaplex has awards. First time convention goer at Convention War Stories. They might get an award. First person to go into the pool with their fursuit on. They get an award and get to go to the security. Within 5 minutes of setting up operations, this one came in and needed to get a new badge printed, getting the award, first person to lose their badge at the convention, 5 minutes into it. And when returning to me to tell me this wonderful story, they are feeling their pockets, and in the middle of the story, they look at me and go, I also lost my room key.
But I got this new jewelry. It says you lost the first thing of the con. It was great.
By the way, it wasn't an award, it was a bracelet, so I have a question for you. Where's that bracelet?
Lost it.
God damn it!
We're just gonna have permanent earrings, that's how they had to do it. They could chunk it in. You have to leave it in there for a while. And I went to a Claire's, which is apparently gangsta or something. I had no idea. like I tell people I went to a Claire, you went to a Claire's? Like I went to Mad Max Thunderdome or something. It's what? Isn't that what kids do? They go to the mall, you get your ears pierced. That's all you can do at the mall anymore, or do a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater round. That's all you can do at the mall anymore.
What, they don't have DDR anymore?
No, you just go to Claire's, they have a big doom gun. They put it up to your ear and ka-chunk. It's okay. get out of here now. Good luck, don't get an infection. And the funny thing is, like, everyone's like telling me, you have to go to a tattoo shop. Like, that's so weird. Like, I would think that would be like the opposite. You know, like, you needed to go to a tattoo shop to be safe. Not the girly, literally Claire's. It's like, no, you need to go up to a guy who has, like, tattoos and a tank top that says, Susie means death, or some shit like
Susie
tattoos.
means death.
Yeah, you have to ask to know what it means. So
Oh, okay.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But anyway.
I genuinely have nothing but respect for you because the idea to make a change to my life that drastic terrifies me. Like, you are getting bits and pieces removed and added. I went to Baskin Robbins, there were 31 flavors, I almost had a panic attack. Like, I can't imagine going to a doctor and just like, yeah, I'm gonna have, add in some tits, get rid of the dick, get some wings on there, a toaster. I'd need a $6 million they.
You know what they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus, non-binary from Pluto, because everyone's arguing whether it's a planet or not still. So.
That's
It's a
good.
fucking planet. It's rotating around and fucking. Anyway, that's how I look at it. and if you don't know, in Illinois, Pluto is still a planet officially, so figure that shit out.
That's why they allow gay marriage. Pluto's a planet. Go Illinois. Man, let's hold on. I'm gonna sound really old. This generation. Oh, this generation. See, we do leading statements to get into each other's sets. So I figured this will make me sound like an asshole, but it'll lead to his set, and you haven't talked in a while. Oh, this generation.
It's called being polite for your co-performers. I don't want to usurp your energy.
This is literally what this panel is about, stealing the mic from each other.
Which, by the way, I want to say, hi live stream. Thank you for joining us on the stream. Live stream, zoom in,
Yes.
zoom in. Can you zoom in?
And
Can you
might
zoom
not
in?
have that button.
Can you zoom in? Is that as far as you can zoom
That
in?
is how far they can. Oh God, it happened.
Is where your camera?
Yes.
No one in the audience can
Oh.
see what we're looking at. Just letting you know.
Look at our chalices. We all chose
Hold
poorly.
on, hold on.
Oh dear God.
What are we doing?
Can you see? Can you see the camera? Touch my family jewels. Touch the blue one. It hasn't been touched in a long time.
Welcome to the pun zone.
No, but seriously, I have one thing about this last year that just boggled my mind. Only this generation would they do things like this. 9 months into the pandemic, there were twins born. Anyone know what their names were? Corona and Covidia. This is true. Somebody named their twins Corona and Covidia. And this was on the news and I went, God damn millennials.
Oh my God.
Because it's people like that are having kids right about now, which I believe are or are we Gen Xers? I don't know. People in their 30s, what are they right now?
I think we're Gen X.
Gen X?
Are we millennials? Yes. We're millennials.
All right, so goddamn millennials. Why would you do that? You wouldn't see that in any other generation. You don't go and look up 18th century literature and find, my dearest Mumpsia, I am writing to you today to inform you that our sister, Consumption, not to be confused with our cousin, Consumptia, has succumbed to the plague, not to be confused with our brother, Plagueis. You don't see that. You don't have these, you don't name people after diseases. I mean, okay, Rona, maybe. But Corona, you know, don't name your kid Patient Zero. That's not gonna go over well for the rest of their life. I will say this though, it would work out well due to the magic theme in the realm of Harry Potter. I could see Dumbledore coming out going, "Attention students, we would like to welcome a new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Rubelia von Krabs, and her sister, Chlamydotrix."
They will teach you about defending against those dark arts we've been telling you are very infectious.
That would really like work well, I think. But
Don't stay on. It'll never work.
I don't know. I had a great idea.
Paper.
Paper's no good. But I mean, it's given me a lot of time to think. Like, what would I want to do? What would my goals be if I, actually had? Because I mean, I always used to think, okay, if I have lots of time, I'll be able to work out and slim down. And the lockdown proved, nope. This was false.
You forgot to factor in for depression crying. That takes up a lot of time. It's
But
like
it also
it's a
takes
whole
a lot of
lot.
water weight.
A lot of water weight.
But I realized, there's lots of different things I could do. I want to invent my own. I want to invent my own version of a blow-up doll.
Okay.
It's called the Ventilate Her.
Ventilate her.
That goes there now.
I could open up a strip club. Guess what it'd be called?
What?
Super Spreaders. Welcome to the stage, Rona. No. But it was cool. We got to learn some cool terms. Like, I know there's a big meme going around right now. Say hi, cutie, to a sub and get a new password. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm like, SARS-CoV-2, capital SARS. Hyphen, capital C, small o, capital V, added an exclamation mark. You've got a great password.
Oh my God.
Seriously, it works. Well, it worked for my work email, which you don't know.
But we can find out.
Oh my good. Password is hidden in this set.
But it was really weird. Like, nope, I'm not telling that one.
I told you, paper is way better. They're
Paper.
scrolling through their phone, and I'm actually watching them scroll quicker when they hit a few, and I can read them, and you are darker than you let on.
I am.
Real-time editing.
Real-time editing. Delete. Forward to Alkali. Delete.
Make him do that.
We have the tendency to send each other ideas, and sometimes it gets a little out of control because we are comedians. What do comedians do? We come up here and talk about personal things about themselves. In fact, I'm sure a lot of you have seen comedians talk about their significant others, which is a lot harder to do when your significant other is standing right next to you in striking range. But it's not going to stop me, so there I was. There was a night where this one decided to have beer for dinner. I don't mean that we skipped dinner and drank beer. I mean, I made dinner. They said, my stomach doesn't feel great. And then they were double-fisting Guinness. Okay, then. And that night, we laid down to bed. As we laid there, a noise, like your proverbial steamroller stuck to a Mack truck, started slowly building up from under the covers. It was inside the system at that point, striving to get out. And when it did, the covers, like a ghost, raised into the air, like a stingray, that was the word I needed, just going, and almost beautiful. It was just a ripple effect. As the room filled up with what I can only describe as a 5th level D&D spell, nauseous gas. I sprang from the bed to see what's the matter. That nauseous gas will kill this Mad Hatter. I had to open a window. Our roommate, 2 rooms down, Miko, came out and said, did someone just die? But notice how they're not hitting me. Because sometimes lead-in to jokes take a little while. Maybe?
So, that was a story for a long time, and well, I thought I would have the upper hand on that for the end of time.
So did I.
I did not know that karma existed. So, what happened is years later, we will get inebriated in certain ways, And we'll be like, hey, we're really hungry now. But there's nothing around. What will we have? We weren't thinking. We were very, very up there. So we had a lot of beer in the fridge, and I forgot what that means. Because I forgot about our experience. So we solved munchies with beer. Don't do that. So yeah, everything's pleasant as I'm going to sleep. And what's fun is when you go through transition, a lot of your friends be like, oh, are you noticing this or that? You're like, are you seeing more vivid colors, or are you smelling better? Like, oh no, I really haven't noticed anything much. So like as I'm sitting there in bed, and I'm sitting there like, okay, all right, hold on. And I go to the bathroom, I come back, and I enter the room. I said, oh, okay, I'm back. Uh-oh. That's all I say, because the smell hits my nose, and instantly, I'm like, I have to go back to the bathroom. My stomach is reacting. I need to go to the bathroom right now, because I'm going to puke based on what this bastard has released from their insides within the room. I don't think he even woke up yet.
Oh, I was awake! Let me help you out here, lover. There is no better blow to a person's self-esteem than to see the person they love walk into the room and go, oh no, run away and vomit.
I could not stop it.
I'm aware! And I'm not talking about going into another room and daintily, due to their new form, like, huh? Huh? No! For a moment, they transition back. Fucker! I'm like, oh, well.
This is the monkey's paw I signed up for. When you stayed with me and I came out to you, you're like, oh no, it's fine, I love you. I'm like, oh no, I won't be able to handle his farts.
It's my little bit of revenge. Unfortunately, that also meant that afterwards, they had to come back into the room. Because we're in love. We're so in love that they wanted to spare my feelings, not realizing there were 100 decibels of screaming from the bathroom directly across. So they're trying to hide the fact that I just made them nauseous. They lie down next to me in bed, like, good night, love. Good night, my little purge.
Nice. You're helping me out. You're helping me out with I'm doing the weight loss too. I'm helping.
That is not how you help!
Numbers. It's numbers.
Well, I'm gonna see if there's purging in my Fitbit. 1 second.
You can't enter it. Yeah.
You can't enter in a purge.
Go ahead.
Oh, we broke them. Okay.
Speaking of the purge.
Speaking of the what?
No. It looked like Pandas was about to jump in.
Transition.
Hey. I'm bad at them. I've always been. See? Hey. Get it?
You're an idiot.
Hi. You broke me. You did.
Good.
I made a point of not, I skipped around a bit to see the new format, but I didn't listen to either of your sets so that I could be surprised. Yay.
Yay.
Guess what? You'll still be surprised.
Oh my goodness.
Des, would you like to say something?
One of my favorite stories that came out in the last year, gonna be political for a second, when Trump caught COVID.
Oh my God.
Now, I want to make it perfectly clear. I wish no long-term ill will on anyone because I am a nice person. But just for a second, I thought, maybe he will get to empathize with what a lot of people in this country are going through. Now, since we're all nerds in here, let me put it into D&D terms. I did not want him to roll a 1 and Corona to roll a 20. Is the live stream frozen?
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, we are. Hold on.
We are.
If we stay perfectly still, AB is gonna murder us.
Family portrait. But no, I didn't want him to be like, that's impossible. I can't roll a 1. I'm the best dice roller. You know, as everyone knows, ogres have a high constitution. I'm gonna survive this. It's gonna be fine. But I wanted him to roll like a 12. So that he'd do well, maybe like be in the hospital for a couple days. You know, again, you know, I wanted to be like, son, I have to go to the hospital for a couple days. I think I'm gonna be fine. But I'm gonna give to you my magic bag. Is that your bag of holding? Close, it's my bag of offshore holding. It does contain untold riches. And by that I mean the IRS knows nothing of these riches. Where's that from? It's from the island of Cayman. These are the random things that pop into my brain. And these are on the lesser side of the things that pop into my brain.
I want those magic spells to be written on Panama papers.
What?
You're not allowed to make spell books.
Yes.
Well, okay, so if you're not allowed to make spell books, you're gonna need to take one of your old hobbies. Something you were really good at, something you maybe won a contest for.
Yeah.
Like hula hooping.
Well, yes. So, for those who don't know, so as I was, as Outlaw was saying, I was going over things and I was talking to my friends about how my parents would often say, like, oh, we never knew, we had no clues growing up, you know, that like, we had no idea about your gender or how you felt about this or that or whatever. You know, I was saying, you know what? I forgot that year after year, I would crush my dad's company picnic. I would crush every little girl in the hula hoop championship every single year. Just tons of crushed dreams. Like, just like it was one giant thing. It was a bunch of little girls, and then like every year, just down, down, down. There's me at the end. I was like, yeah! And my parents are like, yeah, they won.
They won.
We were so proud. So there was clues, damn it. That's all I'm saying.
I appreciate that your parents had to be there for your victory and their defeat. I appreciate that.
So speaking of dads,
Yes.
so I read a great story, like that, just something that someone pulled on their parents. I think it was on Facebook, which I try to stay off of, but my family's on Facebook, so at least to stay in contact with them, I have to be on Facebook. And one of them was, someone had convinced their parents about burgers, drinks, and salsa music being the term for BDSM party. You should totally have a BDSM party. What's that, son?
Oh my God.
Burgers, drinks, and salsa music. Well, that sounds great. I'm gonna do that. And they posted on Facebook, enjoying a BDSM party in our backyard with the neighbors.
You know what you remind me of? Okay, so I've been going through therapy. And I'm like, all right, you've gone through a lot. We're gonna try CBT. I'm like, what? That means different things where I come from.
That's shock therapy.
Yeah.
So I tried to do something similar to my dad with the BDSM thing. He was trying to talk to me about a medication that they wanted to put him on. At a low dose, it is a heart pill. At a higher dose, it is a well-known little blue pill. But you take 20 milligrams every day, and it's a heart blood pressure med for people who can't tolerate certain other meds. And he's like, I'm having this, discussion with my doctor, and he was telling me about this thing. It says something in here about priaprism. I'm like, priaprism is what he said. Priaprism. Priapism. Now, for those of you who don't know, priapism is when it does not go down for 4 hours. But he said priapism, so I rolled with it. Oh, priapism, yes, that's where the eyes bulge out. And the light comes in at curved angles, and it causes everything to look like rainbows. Priapism. And he was like, really? I'm like, yes, definitely mention that you're worried about the light looking like rainbows priapism effect when you go see your doctor. 2 days later, I'm not asking you for medical advice anymore. That was the point, Dad. Priapism.
I miss you, Des. making math sexy, making pharmacy sexy. I love it all.
Well, let's not forget my favorite complaint that I've gotten in the last few years. An actual message I got from a convention head. Alkali, we need you to stop make drinking look sexy. And I will never understand that as long as I live. What about this makes anything look sexy? This is just a drinking problem. This isn't something to emulate until the wedding happened. Recently, I had to help a friend with their mother's second wedding. She came to, I just realized that is like just being a mic stand for me, and I appreciate that. Also, I was very warm and just needed a reason to pour water over my head, so don't read too much into the last skit. I had to help out at a wedding. My buddy's mother had been married for the second time, and she said, I want to keep it small, I want to keep it fun. How can we do that? And my buddy said, well, I know Alkali, so fun might be in the cards. So I brought my bar. There was no open bar, and then there was an open bar. And that made people happy. But when you bring the open bar, when you are in charge of the alcohol, there's no cutoff time. There's no cutting it off during dinner. There's service at the table. We have people trying to eat their dinner, running back and forth from the bar, and now it's time to dance. A bunch of 80-plus-year-old drunk white women are getting ready to dance. The Macarena has never been more exciting in your life. At one point, we went over to Bohemian Rhapsody. And you know when the crescendo happens, when everything gets super loud? Apparently, and this is true, her 90-year-old aunt remembered that back at a wedding she was at for her grandson, they formed this kind of a circle, and everyone went into the circle, and they were having fun, bumping against each other. And as she's describing this to me, I realized a 90-year-old woman had seen a mosh pit and thought it was awesome. And I needed that in my life. So we put on Bohemian Rhapsody, and I went out there with her, and because she's 90, I don't want to bring it up, like, yay, yay. Her son came up to me like, yeah, like, oh. Well, I have a moment to decide what to do. There is a large male coming at me from this side. There's a fragile woman coming here, and I am a tank. So I slightly leaned in that direction, causing the small amount of kinetic energy that I held on my very large frame to go towards the person going at me. And that's when I realized that I am not only in a stable relationship, I am a stable person, because they bounced off me so hard that they are now laying on the ground on the dance floor and slid a little bit, to which the 90-year-old woman went, yeah. And we had a good time. We stayed up, we were drinking. In fact, we had such a good time that I didn't need to use the other party favor that I brought. I brought 3 little rolled up pieces of paper with some leaf in the middle, and we'll just leave it at that. It was in my pocket, there was no need, we had a blast. But at about midnight, the party had to end. They were old, they were tired, it was time to go to bed, and my party left me. And I didn't know what to do, and I was distraught. So I sobered up, and I figured, you know what? I would love to sleep in my own bed tonight. I sat down, I had a coffee. I got into my car, because I actually carry a breathalyzer on me, which I don't know if that makes me more or less of an alcoholic. Honest to God, like, what does that say about me? I'm responsible enough to know that I never want to drive drunk, but I'm also dumb enough to know that I might, so I better be able to measure this shit. Numbers, see? Numbers. I got into my car, and I took off into the night. I am on I-94 in Illinois at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, around there. If you've never been to I-94 in Illinois, allow me to describe it to you. Close your eyes, That's I-94 in Illinois. It's just nothingness. It is nothingness. Every once in a while, a light goes by. There's just the Chicago cocaine blowing across the highway. The little rivets. I've just got my head out the window like, I need to stay awake. It is 3 in the morning. I have been setting up this wedding since about 9 a.m. I've been loading cars. I've been setting up sound equipment, tearing down sound equipment. I am exhausted and the coffee's not working. And unfortunately, what happens when you're tired? You start to nod. Now, I have been driving to conventions for a long time. The moment I nod, I usually have a thing that I do. I will pull off to the side. I get in my 10-minute nap, which, by the way, anyone, do not drive tired. It is dangerous and it is terrifying, and rumble strips will only do so much. I'm getting ready to enact my normal plan when it is enacted for me, because behind me, the lights come on. All right. Slowly and carefully pull off to the side of the road. I'm an expert at this by this point, by the way. I get pulled over a lot. I'm from Chicago, and that's all you should need to know. We don't actually know how to drive. We just know how to get from one place to the other with a low death rate. That's about it. That's how you learn to drive in Chicago. And as I'm sitting there, cop puts his big cop face in my window, says, "Sir, saw you swerving a little bit back there." And I explained, "Well, I just ran a wedding for my friend, da-da-da-da-da. Almost gave him the same story I gave you. Got him to laugh. Very important to get them to laugh." And with a smile on his face said, "All right, I need to see your license and registration." And I reached over my glove compartment and I opened it up, and a pill bottle with 3 rolls of paper and leaf inside them fall right out. The gentleman asks me, "Do you want to tell me what that is?" And I said, "No." But I had got him to laugh. He said, "Are you sure?" And he had that look. "Yes, sir. That is my fully legal medical marijuana." All right, and I see it. I give him the bottle, I give him my license and registration, he goes to his car. Now I am sitting in my car, and I am actually panicking a little bit. This is the first time I've been pulled over and been caught with a substance. He comes back to the car a few minutes later as I am panic sweating. Looks in, and the first thing he says, like, "Oh, did you just dump a glass of water over your head? Because the last skit was mainly just to cool off." That's what I was doing, it's fine. And the second thing he says is, "Son, I'm gonna need you to pull off to the side of the road, get a little nap in, and don't start driving again until you're a little bit more wide awake." And he tosses my pill bottle past my face into the passenger seat. And I looked at that, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Yes, sir!" And I immediately pulled off the highway into a parking lot, laid back in my chair. My heart is going 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'm like, okay, you know what I need right now? I just need to take the edge off. And I grab my pill bottle, open it up, and take a look at my 2 joints. And I... put the lid back on. I laid back knowing that I was going to be okay.
See, maybe they had never tried before, and you helped them out, and that's why it got legalized in Illinois that year.
And that was it.
See,
Yep.
you're doing the Lord's work.
Doing the Lord's work. Oh my God.
The weed lord.
The Weed Lord?
The weed lord.
The weed lord.
Hey, Weed Lord. Praise.
Praise the weed lord.
Praise the Weed Lord.
I do love. Their parents have visited us a few times, and we have, if you don't know, we are the Dragon Show, which Pam does help us out a lot with that, so thank you so much for being there. You do.
On occasion, on occasion.
And because of that, we had to convert our garage into a studio. It was actually one of the coolest projects I've ever taken a part of. We ripped out the inside, put up insulation, a TV, recording equipment, and in the background, flags. Because flags are fun. We have a giant flag with our logo, the skull and crossbones with the microphones. That's dead center. Off to the right, we had a trans rights flag. And off to the left, a rainbow American flag with pot leaves replacing all of the stars. And forgot about them because they're such a normal part of our lives that when their parents came over, his father, who was talking to me like, I see you have redone this room. Don't look that way. This is a wonderful job you did. Why the vent? I'm like, oh, for weed smoke. why? Oh, that's for recording our show. You have a show? I need to leave. So I, in essence, managed to take our show and make his parents uncomfortable, which is a win for me.
Yes, and yeah, that whole situation was just one big freaking metaphor, wasn't it? It's like, yes, I don't see that. That doesn't exist. So, how about them bears?
Yep.
The bears on the wall, the pot bears? No, I don't see those bears.
Though, I will say my all-time favorite was sitting in front of a green screen with Uncle Kage. Uncle Kage needed to visit at one point right as COVID was starting, before we actually realized how bad it was going to be, and we decided to do a show. And we were going to screw with the audience. We put up a green screen, we put his living room on one side, my garage on the other, we put a line down the middle, and it looked like we were recording from our own homes. But in actuality, we were on the same couch, so what did we need? We needed to know where that barrier was, and we needed something the camera wouldn't pick up. And I had one thing. A chroma key green bomb was sitting directly between myself and Uncle Kage for 2 hours. That he kept knocking over with his elbow, kept giving me disapproving looks. And when it was finally all over, he said, "Where did you even get that from?" I goes, "I made it." He looked at me and said, "You know, I went to college and I know it's true now. Anyone who smokes weed is super ingenuitive." I'm like, thank you, my friend. We've got 5 minutes.
I don't have like any bits or anything, but
Come on, Des, tell us about all your crazy, I smoke too many weed stories. I know you have so many.
I have done that once at your garage.
Yeah, well,
When I was between jobs, literally that was the only time after I left my previous employer, and then I was like, wait, I probably shouldn't do this anymore because I might get drug tested when I hire in at the new employer.
I do wonder, because like when Uncle Kage did visit, we had him play a wonderful game. I don't know if you're familiar with it, called Sayonara Wild Hearts. And it's a really wonderful game, and it's got all these heartfelt moments and stuff, but it's like relatively difficult. But he's playing through it, and he's getting through the level, and it's like getting this really nice moment. And Uncle Kage finishes the level, and he yells, "Fuck you!" Because he beat the level. He was happy. That's just the way he rolls. It was great.
He can be very much like one of us, and he can also be the professional individual that he can also be. One of the first years that I worked for this event, I was given the task to go pick up Uncle Kage at the airport. And being from Canada at the time and having driven down here to the event, I was like, okay, I'll plug it into my Garmin, and Garmin will take me to the airport. And it took me to the airport, picked the Uncle Kage up. I was like, okay, now we gotta get back to the hotel. Plugged it in, and I turned on the volume. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to hear as well as watch this time, in case I'm conversing with Kage and trying to watch and everything. And start to pull out of the airport, and Cookie Monster's voice comes on my Garmin. "In half mile up ahead, take a roundabout. Roundabout looks like Cookie." Mute. And I slowly turn my head to the right, and Kage's just sitting there like, I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
That reminds me of when I was in the basement, like technology, because it scares you sometimes. I was in the basement, no one else is in the house, and suddenly I hear voices coming from the kitchen. No one's in the house, I'm freaking out. It's Alec Baldwin? I'm hearing Alec Baldwin's voice in the kitchen. I run upstairs, this idiot set an alarm to Alec Baldwin's voice with the Amazon robot lady to go off at a certain time. And he's just like, it's time to get up. I was like, what the hell? I'm going to have nightmares. Just like, I'm alone in the house and just hear, rise and shine. It's gonna be Alec Baldwin with a freaking knife with the scream face.
That would be a great idea. Set alarms when you know you're going to be out, but your spouse is going to be home.
I'm sorry, what do you mean it's great? I do it constantly too now.
You got it. It's fantastic. For me, one of my alarms is like this super upbeat video from YouTube where it's like, do. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Magic hates it. He hates it. So one time I got up early and I'm just like, I'm going to mute all the other alarms but that one. and let him keep sleeping, and I went to the computer room, and that went off. I hear from the other room, Tess! I hate your roosters.
I'm just gonna imagine Magic coming out and yelling at the sun baby. Like, get down from Teletubbies.
I do not praise the sun.
Yeah.
I have exactly enough time for this one, so we'll just tell the short version. There was an evening, scary as hell, where my mate has a few heart complications, and it was worrying us, so we tried to keep a very easy night. We had a nice light dinner, we watched a movie, and we went to bed. And as always, we're laying in bed, and we're doing our own version of talking, which is kind of like a normal relationship talking, but weirder and with more yelling. And as we're laying there, we get on the topic of music, and they look over to me and say, what makes a song ska? And I said, horns. To which they replied, oh, so taps is ska. I'm like, okay, not quite. So we asked the Amazon lady. Amazon lady, what is ska? And in the dark, silent room, she comes back. Ska, sudden cardiac arrest. This one laughed so hard I actually thought they were going to have a heart attack. I love our Alexa. She is trying to kill us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Three-Headed Monster!